Hey everyone, Tara Lynn here. I just wanted to take a few minutes and show you how I mix the colors for this month's palette. Sometimes color mixing can feel a little overwhelming, but I want you just to take a deep breath, watch how I do it, and don't be afraid to experiment. There's no right or wrong. If you don't have the exact mixes that I have, you'll still end up with something beautiful. So the two main colors I'm using this month are Poetic Plum and Dragon Teal. And notice on camera, they might look a little different for you than they do to the eye. That's just how things work. So I'm going to show you how I mixed my colors. So here are the main colors right out of the bottle. This one is a little stuck. There we go. All right. So we're going to start with our colors right out of the bottle. And for the color suggestions, we are mixing with a neutral gray. So you want to pick a gray that's not too white, not too black, somewhere in the middle. Neutral gray is probably right in between. I would also recommend a slate gray, which is just a little bit lighter. They will both work beautifully. So we've got our main color. And then what we're going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of my Poetic Plum in there. And then for the mix, I'm going to add an equal part of neutral gray to the next one, and then double that for the third one. And so when you mix a color with gray, it's going to mute the color a little bit. And so it's going to give us a nice fall tone. Sorry about my doggy barking in the background. He's got a lot to say. And so you can adjust just a little bit, but basically we just want 3 different colors here. We want our pure color, one that's about a half and half, and then one that's a little more gray. And so let me get a brush here. All right, so here's our first color. That's the pure Poetic Plum. This is about the half and half mix. And then here's our version with more gray. And then since we're only mixing one Dragon Teal, it's just Dragon Teal with a little bit of gray. So you have the pure color, and then you have one that's slightly muted. So here is our pure Dragon Teal. And here is our slightly muted version. And I actually would add even maybe a pinch more gray to that. Oh my goodness, my dogs are crazy. There, that's a little better. So this is the color palette we're using, okay? And you can vary this depending on the shade of gray that you use. So if you wanted to go darker, you would just pick a gray that's more black. If you wanted to go a little lighter, you would pick a gray that's a little lighter, okay? But basically, we just want 5 colors. You want the pure, 2 variations of plum, and then the pure dragon teal, and 1 variation. And so as long as it's different, this one doesn't look very different on camera, but to the eye, it's very different. But as long as you have that variation, you're going to have a beautiful palette. Now, the second way that you can mix up these colors, if you don't want to mute them, and I love working with muted palettes because not everybody likes big, bright rainbow colors hanging in their home. And so if you want to mix with white, you can do that as well, but these will be brighter, okay? It's not going to mute the tone at all. It's just going to lighten it. So if you don't want to use gray, you can use white. And so let's mix those up and see what those look like. All right, so there's our 2 teal colors. And we've got the plum number 2, and plum number 3. Okay, so this is a much brighter palette. This is going to make for a much more vivid mandala, where this one here is more muted and will be a more calm mandala. Both ways are fine. Basically, you want 5 colors of paint, the 3 plum and the 2 teal. And I just wanted to show you that it's pretty easy to do that. And you can mix these gradients. These 2 colors, plum and teal, look great together. They are awesome colors. You can change up the color, the tone of these colors a little bit, and they still work really well. So if you don't have dragon teal, but maybe you have calypso blue, it's a little bit different. It's more, see, it's hard to see on camera. Here in person, this is much more blue and this is much more green. But you could definitely, do some different variations of these same 2 tones. They don't have to be exactly the same color, and they'll still work really well together. So all we need is a set of 5 colors and you'll be good to go this month. If you have questions, definitely let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the lesson.